Start recording. All right, let's do this. All right, so good evening. I'm going to be doing a tutorial this evening on creating a humanoid character, and it's going to be a character that you might have seen before. It's going to be the character from Resident Evil 4. It is the Mysterious Merchant. And I made this, I'm going to make this because one of my patrons requested a creation of a merchant character a while back, and then I decided to add that to a fun little poll for my patrons on my Patreon page to go ahead and make a request, and they chose that, so that's what I'm going to make tonight. Going to make a really cool little merchant character. So anyway, during this tutorial, what we're going to cover is basics of how to use Blender, and then we're going to move on from there to how to set up this print for 3D printing. And then you will, I will share this file online with my patrons, and then later on, probably a couple of weeks, I'll share it with the rest of the community. With my patrons on Patreon, they'll get a chance to use that first. I'll also discuss how to print this with a resin printer, so that should be a nice fun little excursion. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first things first, if you haven't seen my tutorials before, the primary program that I use for modeling is Blender. Blender is a free program that you can find on blender.org, and it is pretty awesome. And yeah, it's free. It's not hard to learn. There's tutorials on YouTube, including my tutorials. And, it's basically that. Now, the file that we're going to be using is you can find on Thingiverse. And if you just type in humanoid rigged on the Thingiverse search page, you'll find my fella here. I'm also mz4250 on Thingiverse, and just grab whatever files you want, along with all the other files that I posted. But anyway, so that's that basically. So now we're going to go ahead and get started on creating this merchant character. I'm not going to do it exactly like this model because, I don't want to get sued. But, we'll see how close I can get and use a little bit of artistic license on this sucker. But anyway, so let's get started. So first, Blender. All right, I'm going to go over the controls real fast. And if you want a more detailed tutorial, I did make other tutorials on my YouTube page you could check out if you want like me to really get intense. Anyway, so controls first. We have the middle mouse button, which you use to rotate all around your model. You can also zoom in and out with it. If you hold down the shift button and you press down the middle mouse button, you can go to your left, you can go to your right just like that by panning to the side. And I'll go over the other buttons as they come up. Just so you know, if you want to change your settings to the proper settings, the only setting, dagnabbit, what you do is you go to user preferences, and over here in the input section, make sure you have left selected so that way it acts like a traditional 3D modeling program. Anyway, so middle mouse button, use that to move around. Hold down shift, boom, bada bing, bada boom. I tried installing an add-on to Blender that shows me pressing the buttons when I press them, but it doesn't look like it's working. So, sorry guys, that would have been a good idea. All right. So first things first, let's go over some more basics. Okay, so down here in this section over here, right down here in the bottom left, there's the different modes that you can select depending on the object that you have selected. You're going to use your left mouse button to select an object, and then you have different modes. So object mode is the object, edit mode is going to be something we're going to be using a lot of. So keep that in mind. And then right over here on your far left, depending on the mode that you select, you'll see all kinds of neat little options over here. And then right over here on this side, this little button over here over the modifiers, you'll see all kinds of options here too, depending on the modifier you're using. Anyway, so there you go. Now that's the basic outline. Now, let's go ahead and get going. So first things first, this character that I'm going to be creating, which I have open on my little screen on the side, he has a very unique pose where he's hunched over a little. He's got his arms, hunched over, and got arms out, and he's got his arm over here. He's opening his jacket. And he's like, "What you buying, stranger? What are you selling?" And so he's that kind of guy. So we're going to make that pose. Now, when you create a 3D model, you know, usually what you do is you start off by splitting it in half, and then you use the mirror modifier, and then what you work on the left, you work on the right. It's pretty awesome. However, because this guy has a very unique pose, what you buying, stranger? Because he has a very unique pose, um, I'm actually going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to pose him first and then model from there. It adds a little more time, but the other option that we could do is I completely model him, with one side being modeled and the other side being modeled. But then the problem is that I have to re-rig him, and I don't want to re-rig because re-rigging is a pain in the butt. But there are tutorials on how to do rigging, and we can go over that some other time. So let's go ahead and pose this guy first, and let's get from there. Which wine stranger? All right. So first things first is we're going to get that nice little hunch down. So let's go ahead and grab this middle button. So left mouse button to select something. I'm going to go into edit mode to pose mode, and in pose mode I can move this skeleton all around and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So right over here in the transformation modes, you have your translate mode, you have your rotate mode, and you have your scaling mode. So we're going to go and select rotate, and I'm going to go and hunch this guy over just like in the artwork. So he's going to be hunched over. So just like that, by holding the little red, it's going to move over next. So hunched over like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and hunch over him again just a little more right here. We'll make his butt stick out just a little right there. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. So he's nice and hunched over. And Twitter's blowing up for some reason. Whatever. Anyway, so this one arm, I'm going to press the G button so that I can manually move him, depending on how my mouse moves. So G button, I move around. And I'm going to get his hand up like right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this arm up here. I'm going to grab it by pressing the left mouse button. Move up here, pressing the G button. Or I just pressed G once, and then I was able to move it up. And I'm going to get him up right there. And then his legs, he's kind of hunched over a little. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to press the shift button, and bada boom, I'm going to grab that sucker right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and move up like so. By the way, I wish I had a Bob Ross thing going on right now with my voice where it's like, happy vertices, happy clouds. But I don't have that kind of thing. I'm just a normal dude. All right, so let's see here. So we got one leg going in front of the other. And, oh, actually, I messed up a little. So I'm going to press Control-Z to go back to what I was doing. And then what I'm going to do is, since this is a hip, hips need to obviously move before the legs move. So we're going to go ahead and rotate that sucker real fast. So this leg is going in front of that one, so we're going to do that. I'm going to press the R key, R, to manually move it based off of my vision. Let's see, we got 9 viewers so far. We got 6 viewers. Cool, cool, cool. Anyway, all right, so I moved down the hips a little. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and grab these leg controls right here. So shift, and then left select, and then I'm going to go ahead and move up just a little like that. And then this leg is going to go right over there. My phone is blowing up. I bet you something crazy is going on Twitter right now. All right, so I got the legs moved up like so. And then after I've done that, looks like I got the basic body pose down, so that's cool. Let me go and look at his head real fast, make sure that his head's not... Okay, so his head's a little tilted to the side, so I grab this, press the R key, move him over just a little. Right over here, R key again, moving it over just a little based off of my own visual acuity. Cool. All right, so that's the most basic pose. It's nothing sexy because we're going to get into details right now. This is going to get crazy. All right, let's see here. Make sure his hand is in the proper position. I think his elbow needs to go up a little, so I'm going to grab the elbow control back there, press the G button, bada bam. Going to grab the sucker right over here. I'm going to move this up just a little bit more, just a little higher up. I actually wanted to like get up to like right around to where his chin is, just like how it is in the artwork. So I'm going to move the shoulder control up just a little. Okay, going to move his shoulders up, rotate just a little right there like that. just like that, because his shoulders are up, just like in the artwork. Don't want to get too crazy close to the artwork, because again, I don't want to get sued. I don't have a lawyer. I would hate to get a lawyer. Lawyers are evil, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, all right, so that's the basic pose right there. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm gonna have to rotate some feet, obviously, because feet don't just point straight forward unless you're purposely doing it. So let me go ahead and rotate that outward using the basic controls. And then his other foot, looks like his foot's actually pretty good right there. Let me move the knee in just a little bit right here. Let me go ahead and rotate this leg just a little right. Like right there. All right, that looks pretty good. Move this out just a little bit again. All right, so far so good. Okay, I'm digging his pose. Let's see here. His hand is actually kind of touching a inside of his coat a little, so I'm just going to move his hand over just slightly. And then his coat is obviously going to take over the rest. This will make it easier for when I want to print it as one piece, which I'll show you when we're done here. All right, so let's keep going. Let's get this sucker moving. Okay, so the pose looks pretty good. I dig it. All right, now let's get into some details. Now the fun part. So, time to get this skeleton out of the pose mode and start modeling. So, we're going to go over here to this modifier section over here because this is a skeleton that's completely rigging this thing. I'm going to press apply, kadoosh, just like that. All right, now the skeleton no longer affects this body. But it's not over yet. I got to press Control P, and I got to make sure that the parenting is no longer affecting the body. So object, keep transform. Remember, I selected the object when I did this. So Control P, bam. The skeleton is no longer affecting this model, and I can start modeling. So I'm going to select the skeleton, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this son of a bitch. Bam. Goodbye, skeleton. Barely knew you. And I'm going to delete that controller as well. And now let's go ahead and make sure my proportions are correct. So I'm going to go ahead and import. First, let me get the... because I'm making a D&D miniature, so, you know, I gotta have a freaking medium-sized creature marker, because I'm not a damn heathen. So, let me move that in there. This you can all find on my Thingiverse page, or my Shapeways page. It's all good. Wherever you get my files, it's all good. Anyway, that looks pretty good right there. Let me make sure that he is not too tall. This is kind of lame, I know, but I'm going to actually just import another file just to make sure that she's not too tall. But if you wanted to make sure that a mini is the right size, honestly, just import my barbarian file. And yeah, looks like he's about the right size. That's a way to cheat if you guys want to save yourself some time. Oh, I got a question here. It's from RLM Hey, I am new to chat. What printer do you use? Thank you. I will check this. I'll check that. Okay. So the printer that I use, I have two printers. So I use a Noble 1.0A, and the other printer that I use is a PrinterBot Simple Metal. So the Noble 1.0A is a resin printer. And the PrinterBot Simple Metal is a FDM printer, which uses PLA, ABS, etc. So, RLM came. I hope I answered your question. And if you have any more questions, feel free to send them my way. All right, so let's continue. So, we're modeling the merchant character, like I said. So, let's go ahead and start working our way down on the little details. Okay, and what's this? RLM came. So, thought you said it was on your Shapeways. Oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna upload this on my Shapeways soon enough. So if you want to order a print of this guy, I'm gonna make sure it looks neutral enough so that way you can order a print, and I'll go from there. Pronounced Arlem Kame. Arlem Kame. All right, cool. Thanks, dude. Anyway, so Arlem Kame, I hope I answered your questions, and let's go ahead and continue modeling this bad boy. All right. Anyway, so where were we? So, yeah, where was I? Okay, so details. So 3D modeling, like every other art form, you need to start with the big details first, and then you work your way into the little details. So the big details that we already did so far was we posed the body, and now we're going to go ahead and start working on making some clothing and stuff, right? So, before we even do that, we need to fix some of the basic geometry issues that we're having right now. Now, because I modified this character with a skeleton, some things got moved around and pushed around that don't really look very natural. So we're going to go ahead and start working on fixing some of the outside details first, and then we're going to get into the big stuff. So, first things first, this elbow got really weird looking, so it's time to get into some geometry moving. So, so I went from object mode to edit mode, and then I'm going to go ahead and select some of these things. So, you have your choices. You have your vertices, you have your edges, which are between two vertices, and then you have your faces, which is 3 or more vertices. So I'm going to go ahead and start messing with some edges. So I'm going to go ahead and select this. I'm going to press the shift button and scroll down and select a whole bunch of them that are in that line. And then pressing the G key, I'm just going to start messing around with this geometry. Start pressing the G key, the R key, just moving it around visually. Hey kitty, hey. One of my cats is in the room right now. It's cute. Anyway, so G key, R key, and just, just messing around with the geometry, just doing this by, visual acuity and just messing with it until it looks right. So, really basic 3D modeling stuff. This isn't the cool, freaking high-tech stuff. This is the core, good old-fashioned 3D modeling. So, if you can master this kind of modeling, you can master just about any kind of modeling. Anyway, alright, so that elbow looks okay. Let me go ahead and select some faces. Let me just move this out just a little more. Okay, that's good. And then when I make it look like a coat, it'll look even better. Let me check this elbow right here. This also got a little weird. So let me go ahead and fix that sucker right there. So R key, G key, R key. Sounds like a song. I'm not going to get into songwriting. I think I'm going to stick with 3D stuff. In my full-time job, I'm just a regular office employee at a very quiet government agency. Anyway, so let's see here. Okay, so that's a little more civilized looking. And obviously this is going to look like a coat, so we're not going to freaking get too crazy on the details. His hand got a little warped, so that's going to look a little weird. But at the same time, this is going to be covered by a coat again, so I'm not going to get too crazy on the details when it comes to his hands. I mean, I'm still going to make sure it looks okay. Yeah, but the geometry does get a little weird sometimes. Anyway. Okay, so let's see here. What else we got? Oh, this got weird. Ew, that doesn't look natural. That's one of my best friends says in my D&D game that I play weekly. She played a druid gnome. It's one of the best druids in the entire I've ever seen played in freaking D&D. Let's see here. Modeling. In case you guys are wondering, I play a level 12 human monk, and he is awesome. His name is Huisuke Sato, but we call him Huey, and he is awesome. He kicks butt. Alrighty. Okay, that's good enough. Let's see here. Let's look down here on the knees. By the way, I'm moving around by holding shift and moving around with my the middle mouse button. That's how I'm moving around. Alright, doesn't look too bad. Now we can start getting to some details. So, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and enter into the subdivision mode. Ba-dow! And now that I'm in subdivision mode, this is what it's going to look like when it's done, like when I don't mess with any more details. Alright, but now it's time to get into some serious details. Okay, so first things first, this guy's wearing a big jacket, and he opens up a part of his jacket to reveal all of his wares. So let's go ahead and start making this jacket first and making his cowl and freaking the thing that goes over his head and all that stuff. So I'm going to start working my way with some basic details and just working my way down. So he's got a nice little, angry scowl going on here. Let me go ahead and get some eye slots in there real fast. So this guy is not going to be a too cartoony looking character, so I'm going to fix this thing right here. By the way, how I made these things smaller and larger was by pressing the S key and just doing it by eye. So S key to scale. Alright, so pressing the control button, I can select things that are within a line. Shift and Control again to move things around like so. And I'm pressing the E button to extrude. So that's just a placeholder for now. I'll work on the eyes in a little more detail later. This guy's nose is, looks like it's not very pronounced on his face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze his nose down a little bit. So I'm gonna go from global to normal. So global selects things as they are throughout the entire 3D realm, but normal, when you select normal, that makes things relative to what's around them at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and select normal, and I'm going to squeeze these things down just a little like so, because he's got, like I said, not a very pronounced nose. Got to select all these bad boys right here. I'm going to do the same thing again. Oh, I have a question from JB Dahan. What model what model do you use for your monk? Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, there's a little bit of typos there. The model that I use for my monk, actually on my Shapeways page, it just says human monk, and it's a pretty basic model. But yeah, it's nothing really fancy. I modeled it myself and I printed it. It was great. Anyway, all right, I'm not going to get into too many crazy details on this guy's face because it is covered by a scarf. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start making this guy's cowl first, or his hood. So the first thing I need to do is, well, I could get rid of these ears and extrude outward, or I could start from the base and build something out that way. But instead, I think I'm just going to do what I just said. I'm going to delete these ears, and then I'm going to build outward from there. So, to delete geometry, I'm going to go inside here, inside his head. I'm going to press Z to get into X-ray mode. And then I'm going to go ahead and select these faces, and I'm going to delete them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold down the control button, and then pressing the right mouse button, I select all of these fellas right here like that. And then I selected a little too much, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and press delete, and I'm going to go ahead and delete the faces. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into the edges, and I'm going to go ahead and just select all of them. I did that by pressing the Alt button. So Alt, and boop, just like that, and then it's filled up. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other end. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get rid of some ears because I don't need them. Don't need ears. Nope. Faces. Oh, I forgot that one. Delete faces. All right. Select that. Control F. Okay. I got rid of the ears. Now let's go ahead and start making this cowl, this hood. So let me go ahead and select the geometry that has to do with the guy's hood, and then just go from there. So select that, like that, and I'm going to go ahead and select pretty much all the geometry on this guy's head, because that makes up the entire hood, like that. Alright, make sure I didn't miss anything. It looks pretty good. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let me see here. Alright, did I get everything? I did. Okay. Yeah, that works. Alright, that's good. Okay, so alright, everything looks clear. Let me go ahead and continue moving. I'm gonna fix this little geometry situation here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to sculpt mode real fast. I'm gonna go to blob, and I'm just gonna fill in this area right here with the blob mode. Do the same right here. Alright, looks pretty good. Okay, so the head is now nice and smooth. No extra geometry needed. So now I can continue working on the details. And actually, I'm going to change my mind. I'm not going to do the whole hood from the skull situation. I'm going to do it differently because it is actually going to look better that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and start adding more details to his coat. let's see here. He's got a overcoat. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and start working on the sleeves. So go into edge mode, go ahead over here, do that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and press the scale button, so letter S. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just thicken up his entire area to make it look more like the coat. I'm gonna rotate a little, fix that right there. Pressing the Alt button and then I left click, and then that's how I select that entire line, like so. Okay, I'm gonna manually select this because I don't think I'll be able to select that very visually. Just like that. All right, Alt, left click, open that sucker up. Alt, left click. Okay, making this nice and trench coaty. Nice and thick right there. Nice and thick. THICC. Anyway, alrighty, so put another line right there. In case you guys didn't see, I used the loop, cut, and slide to make that extra line, so that's how I did that. Alrighty, we're just making ourselves some sleeves. Modeling. Let's see how this is looking. Yeah, so far so good. Let's see here. All right, this needs to look a little more sleevey. So let me go ahead and fix that real fast. Go ahead and fix that right there. Cool. So far so good. And let me go ahead and add a little more detail. So by the way, in subdivision mode, if you notice, the closer lines are, the more refined things look. So just keep that in mind. All right. So far, so good. Go over here, add another line right there, and make that nice and tight. And then go over here, make that a little tight right there. Okay. So I got some sleeves. Now he needs his jacket, obviously. So it's going to be a little bit of work. Let me go ahead and get that cowl done first and foremost. So he's got his jacket. Let's see here. So got one jacket part that's going to be closed, which is going to be this side, and then this side is going to be the open side. So let's go ahead and make that geometry. So let me see here. All right, so I got ourselves. I'm gonna using the knife tool, by the way. I'm gonna go over here, select that, and I'm gonna go right there, and then I'm gonna go right here, right there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting down. And the reason why I'm doing this again is because I'm making a part of his jacket that is not open. And this is gonna go all the way down to his belt line. Ooh, I messed up a little. That's fine. Okay. And then right there, that should be good. And let's see here. Let me get rid of this real second. Alright, I gotta get rid of that. So dissolve vertices to get rid of a vertice. Back into subdivision mode. Oh, I see a thing from Two-Ton Common. Is every mouse and keyboard... is everything mouse and keyboard, or have you tried any drawing tablets? Everything that I do in common is with mouse and keyboard. I've never gotten around to drawing tablets. I understand that drawing tablets are actually really, really effective. I just never got around to it, to be honest with you. I probably should experiment with that stuff sometime. I really just should. But yeah, that's a good question though. That the drawing pads are actually supposed to be really, really effective for certain things. I've seen some real Photoshop wizards like do some crazy stuff with the tablets, so wouldn't be a bad thing. But I just never got around to it. It's just never been my thing. Anyway, so where were we? All right, so let's go ahead and make this jacket a little more refined. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little line right here with the loop tool right there. Let's see how far that went. Good. That's exactly what I wanted. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some more more geometry. So let me go ahead and select this out here. And I'm going to go ahead and with the normal, I'm going to move it out just slightly. And go ahead and just do it like that. So that's part of the jacket. And then I'm going to go ahead and add, and I'm going to go ahead and add another line right here. I'm going to add a line right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and select this line, holding down the control button. And I'm going to go ahead and just size it out just a little bit like so. And then notice this is actually looking kind of thin all over, so I'm going to just go ahead and size it out in all of this areas. Like so. Cool. Alrighty, let's continue working on this jacket. So, let's go ahead and select that, and this is where the jacket's going to open up. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to go ahead and start extruding outward. So let's go ahead and do that. So like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and select these. I'm going to bring them in because this is going to make it easier for printing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to thicken the coat on the back side, and that way it doesn't look too different from the artwork, but also it gives it a little more depth when I print it, and makes it a little more dependable when I print. So I'm going to go do that. Anyway, where was I? So now that I'm making a overcoat, I'm going to start extruding downward. And as I create the overcoat, you know, it's going to be, how do I explain it? I need to like thicken it and alter the overall shape as it goes downward. So I just got to keep that in mind. All right, so where were we? All right, so I'm extruding, scaling out just a little bit, moving and changing things as I go about. I'm going to try to flatten this a little bit, so I'm going to go in the global mode. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze this sucker down like that. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, like Tutankhamun and the others were saying, you know, just go ahead and share away. And if you have any tips, I'm also down to learn. So if you want to share any tips, I'm always more than willing to learn some new tricks. Anyway, so let's continue making this overcoat and make it go down. All right. Da-da-da. Let's see here, like that. Okay, so far so good. All right. And then down again. And if you look at the artwork of the our evil merchant, looks like his coat goes down to right about the top of his ankles. So I'm only going to go that far. And it looks like I need to move this forward just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real fast. Let's see here. This tutorial was brought to you by Geico. No, it wasn't. I'm just kidding. It'd be funny if I got sued or made money that way. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's see here. Okay, and then one more time. Okay, and that's enough for now. I'm going to get into the details on the cloth in a little bit. Alright, so this is the part of this jacket that's opened up where you get to see all that cool merch. So let's go ahead and open that up right there. He's going to open it up and he's going to be like, "Welcome! What are you buying, stranger? What are you selling? I'll buy it at a fair price." So, funny thing, my character, not my character, in my D&D campaign, they actually have run into the salesman from Resident Evil 4 games on multiple occasions. It's a repeating NPC that I'm actually pretty proud of. So I'm actually going to print this guy in the future, and I'm going to use him in my own game. So that'll be funny. Anyway, alright, so that's good. Make sure it matches up right there. Extrude again. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate just a little bit, like so. So it matches up and lines up with the geometry as I, you know, mess with this stuff. Let me flatten it just a little more like so. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and start messing with the geometry a little because it's starting to get a little crazy. It's got to look a little bit like cloth. And now I'll go over some tricks on how to make this look even more cloth-like in a little bit with just basic geometry tools. It's good stuff, good stuff. I'm going to go into view for this one so I can make sure I get it right. Okay, that's good. Okay. Nah, nah, nah. Okay, so let me just move this back just a little like that. Extrude out. And kind of just gonna use that. And, oh, I'm still in view mode. Hey. Alrighty. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fix this sucker right there. Da 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 da. And then I'm going to take a little bit of an artistic license here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a part of his actual cloak. Actually, no, wait, no, I'm not going to do that. That wouldn't look right. Never mind, forget I said that. That was nonsense. Okay. Da 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 da. Alright, so let me flatten this up just a little bit. Okay, rotate that way. And one more should do it. And then I'm going to alter the geometry on the hands and make it look like he's holding it open. So like that. Okay, that's cool. Alright. Let's see here. You know, I actually don't like this fold. I think I'm going to get rid of this fold because it's got to look a little more, because it looks like it's a little too wide. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of this fold right here. So to do that, I'm going to select these edges, pressing the Alt button, and then I'm just going to delete them, and you'll see what happens. So dissolve edges, and now it's getting shorter. See? Then I'm going to go ahead and do that a couple more times, because like I said, this came out a little too long, and I don't really like the look, so I want to get rid of that. Alright. That's better, yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to move this forward just a little bit, like so. Because, yeah, it came out a little too long. It's got to look like it's part of the jacket, you know. So, yeah, let me just do that. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Okay, I like it. So, let's see here. It's kind of thick, but it is going to it's for 3D printing, so it needs to be a little thick in some areas. All right, so that'll work. So then when it closes over, it's like a shawl almost, you know. Alrighty. So let's keep working on this sucker. Okay. So let's see here. Maybe this was a little too long. I'll just move it back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, that's good right there. Okay, good enough. Next is he needs his damn cloak. So I'm going to do, excuse me, not the cloak. I'm going to do the freaking shroud, the hood. So let's go ahead and make that hood real fast. So let me go ahead and select the necessary geometry. Right around there. Right there. Right there. This actually got warped when I made the body look, when I warped the body. I'm going to just fix this real fast because this looks really strange. So I'm going to go there, press G, move that up a little. Okay. And then I'm going to select that. I'm going to move that up a little too. This looks a little strange. Yeah. Alright, that's good enough. Okay, where was I? Making myself a cloak. Cowl. Hood. Thing. Alright. Okay. Like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate, scale up, and then go ahead and scale inward. Looking at the artwork right now of this guy. Makes a really great NPC, just in general. He can just show up and he's like, "Hey, stranger, I got a quest for you. Someone stole my wares and I need you to go get 'em, and I'll pay you at a fair price." So it's like, you print this guy out and you can use him as an NPC or something. Like I said, I've used him as an NPC in my campaigns a couple of times, but usually he's just been a generic merchant, But, yeah, it's just an idea. Alrighty, let's keep modeling. Okay. Okay, so now it's time to get to the part where he covers his eyes. So it's like right around there. And once again, this geometry right here is not being friendly. Alrighty. Okay, squeeze it down just a little. Alright, let me get into normal mode and let me try to flatten this just a little bit. This is getting a little weird. Okay, so far so good. Alright, now comes the part where it's on top of his head. Alright, so to pull this part off, first things first, I'm going to make sure the geometry is good before I seal the deal and close this thing off. Alright, so this needs to go forward just a little bit. This one too. I'm just kind of eyeballing it right now because I want to, make sure it looks like the artwork, but not too close to the artwork. Oh, I got some more viewers. Cool. Welcome, viewers. Right now, 3D modeling. You guys have any questions, you can send them my way, and I will do my best to read while I'm modeling. Alright, it looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and seal this off. So to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an old trick on how to seal off tops. A little ghetto, but it works. It works. So go into vertices mode, and I'm going to extrude a vertice to make a line that's just kind of floating there. And I want it to come down, so like right around there. And then I'm going to extrude again. Just make sure that's still kind of lined up to where I want it to go. And then I'm going to extrude one more time. And then I'm going to select this vertex right here, and I'm going to press Alt-M. And you have all these little options to make these things merge together. So I'm going to pick last, so that way it goes there. And I'm looking at the artwork, and I noticed that his cowl is actually still kind of low. It's like right over his eyeballs. So I'm just going to bring this down just a little bit. It's like right there. Right there. Cool. Then I'm going to go ahead and select all these new edges that I made. Right there. Control. I'm going to go ahead and select all these edges. And then I'm going to press Control F. Oops, sorry. Alt F. Sorry about that. Alt F. And then I created a whole new surface out of that little open area. So Alt F. And then I'm going to press the letter E. And I'm going to extrude. Like so. You'll notice this. Oh, excuse me. You notice this weird discoloration here. I'll take care of that in a second. It's just a weird thing that just shows up. Anyway. And then just like that. Then extrude again. Okay. So far, so good. Let me fix this, like so. And let me fix that like so. There's probably better ways of creating hoods. And it looks like we have a little bit of extra geometry that I must have created accidentally. No, actually no, it looks fine. So select that and press Control F again, like that, and seals it off. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into and select all of these faces real fast. And then to get rid of that weird discoloration, I press Control N. And there you go. Now that discoloration is gone. It was actually important to do that because when you start printing stuff, like that kind of weird geometry mixed up, like it messes with like how the freaking form comes out. So just because I'm paranoid, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make sure I didn't create anything weird. So let me just deselect that. And now it looks like it's just a regular head. Go in here. Yep, no, just regular geometry. So there you go. That's how you make a cowl. I make a, excuse me, not cowl. I make a hood. I can't forget, for some reason I can't think of the word hood today. All right. Anyway, let me add a little geometry right here. No, not yet. Okay, so that's the basic shape. Now let's tighten this up a little before we go any further. Because right now it looks very blocky. It's not very charismatic. Alrighty, so let me go into sculpt mode. And I press the shift button when I left click to smooth things out. Okay. I want to get it as close to the skull as possible, but I don't want to do any weird geometry aversions. So pressing the shift button, and I am sculpting away, smoothing it out. Alright, so far so good. Now let's go ahead and make sure this looks alright right here. Okay, so far so good. Alright, now I need some more geometry. So I'm going to go ahead and press that, and then I'm going to go over here and press that. Then I'm going to go ahead and squeeze that down. Do the same here, squeezing in, you know, because it doesn't, should look a little more like the head. Alright, so far so good. Okay, that's definitely a hood. That is definitely a hood. I got a little more depth to this guy right here. So let me put some there, like so. Alright. Alright, that's definitely a hood. Alright, let's cover his face with a scarf. Alright, so let's get a scarf on this guy. There's many ways of pulling this off, but I think the easy way to do it is really just cover up with the existing stuff here with literal geometry. You can just do it that way. The other way to do it is get rid of the mouth completely and just extruding outward. And, you know, I think I'm just going to do that. So let's get rid of this mouth, and let's go ahead and make a freaking scarf, huh? So get rid of this geometry right here, like so. And, all right, so get rid of that. Get rid of faces. Go ahead and select that, and this is gonna look kind of weird. Not gonna lie, but whatever. Okay. All right, so that's good enough. Now let's go ahead and put some knot lines across this thing. We're just gonna make it go across the entire thing, like that. Okay. So as you can see, we still have a lot of geometry here that we should get rid of. Oh, I got a question here from, I'm colorblind, so I can't read that. J Hunter 1060. Anyway, it says here, which hotkey are you using to draw the area to select? Oh, okay, so what I do is let me deselect first. So I'll press the A key to deselect. So what I do to select something is, you know, I use the left key, obviously, but if I want to do a dragging select, I hold down the control button, and I just right mouse button over the area. So again, it's control, and then right mouse button, and there you go. The other trick you could do also is you could press the letter B. So let me just get rid of this again. Press the letter B and just drag it, and this is a square. So those are the two hotkeys that you can use for draw an area for select. So either you can either press the B key and just left click over the area, or you can use control and then that. And you say here, interesting, I always use the C select. C select? What is a C select? Whoa, whoa, what? What is this magic? Holy crap, I just learned something new. Thank you, guy. Wow. All right, I mean, I'm not going to use that now, but that was cool. Holy shit. Look at that. I learned something new. I want to do that again. Hold on. Hold on a second. Z. C. Oh, and it gets bigger. What? What is this magic? Oh my god! Sorry. Okay, that was cool. Thank you very much. The only catch is that it was only used in this visible area, so it misses a lot of folds. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Still, I learned something new. Thanks, guy. Appreciate it. Anyway, where was I? That was cool. Shoot, I learned something new. I like it. I like it. I like you. We're friends now. Anyway, so let's get back to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this geometry as minimal as possible in this area. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start getting rid of some of these edges because we don't need them. We're making a scarf, so we don't need this crap. And so yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do here is let's bring this down here like that. And bring this over here like that. And bring this over here like that. And yeah, okay, seems pretty simple. And then we're gonna go ahead and now extrude everything outward. So let's get in here. Let's go ahead and select some faces. That was a really cool trick, man. C key. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. I dig it. I dig it. So pressing the control key, going downward. I don't need to select this entire face to do this trick. I just need certain amounts. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of this for now so I can make things a little bit easier. Alrighty. Na, 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 na. Alright, we're back to this thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a scarf. Sorry, I need my phone to see the picture. I'm using 3 screens right now to get this right. Okay. All right. Sorry. Anyway, where was I? So, extrude. Then I'm going to go ahead and tighten this area right here. Cool. Then I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, it was a little too early for that. So let me go ahead and select this. Okay. Then he's going to go down. Because there's a scarf. And there's a scarf that seems to cover this guy's whole his whole face. So let me go over here. Right there. And where did we go? Just like that. And then continue modeling. That C key trick, man. I dig it. I'm still geeking out over the whole C trick. Fucking love it. Love it. It's artists helping artists. Whoa, the future, guys. Future's now. Alright. Okay, so far so good. Let me smooth. Alright, so this, so far so good. Alright, now I gotta get rid of this weird mouth protrusion that's going on here. This is not gonna work, because we need this to be simpler, you know? So let me get out of this real quickly, and let me fix this geometry. So, go over here, center, Let me delete that. Dissolve edges. So, okay. This I can move in as a center like that. I don't need you. Dissolve edges. Okay. Definitely don't need you, so I'm gonna dissolve you. And I guess I don't really need you either. So I'm gonna, no, I probably need you. Let me just get rid of you, dissolve edges. Then I'll draw a thing right here. Boop. That's about as far as I need to go. Alrighty, let's see here. Okay. Okay. So let me get rid of you. And I don't need you. And don't need you. Don't need you. I do need you. Don't need you. Do need you. Okay, that's a little better. Alright, where was I? Cool. Okay, now let's make this look a little more like cloth. So let me extrude that out. Size that out. Like that. And then let me go ahead and throw in a little bit right there. A little bit right there. And a little bit right there. Okay, that's a little more scarf-ish, scarf-like. Let me size this out just a little bit right there. Okay, so far so good. I got something else here from Mr. Hunter. Since you can't read the red, it's J Hunter 80. We've talked once or twice on Safeways. Oh, cool. Hey, dude, what's up? Yeah, it to me it looks kind of yellow green. Your text for your name, I can't read it. Unfortunately I'm colorblind. This is why paint bottles have labels. That's why I can still paint my minis, but I can't read certain text on screens. I've wondered why I don't color some of my models now, eh? All right. Anyway, all right. So before I freaking move any further with this, let me go ahead and move this up a little here. Bring that down just a little, and I'm gonna move this up as well. Yeah, one of my Shapeways bros. Shapeways bros. All right, so far so good. I guess while we're here, I might as well get these facial details down. So let's go ahead and fix this guy up a little. So bring this down just a little like here. And my Shapeways experience has been great. Just sharing my files with people and helping people out with their games. It's been nice. And the Patreon experience has been really great too. I don't know if any of you guys are following my works, but I just finished modeling all of the Volo's guide monsters this week. And I'm about to finish painting the last one so I can post on Reddit. So this Thursday, keep your eye open. I'm going to be posting all of the Volo's guide monsters on this Thursday on Reddit. So just keep your eyes open. I'll be out there. Anyway, so I figure like around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's when I'm going to post my stuff on Reddit. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, your Volo's guide models look really cool. Thank you, First Clone and Graham 101. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, this Thursday, man, this is it. I'm posting the freaking Volo's guide monsters, the entire collection, everything that I've done. It's gonna be a hell of an experience to post all of that stuff up. And what's really great is, yeah, I looked at the date from when I first printed my Volus Guide thing, and June 25th of 2017 was the first post for my Volus Guide stuff. June 25th. So I've been doing Volo's Guide for almost a year. Oops, sorry about that. Doing Volo's Guide for almost a year. So it's been a ride. But I've learned a lot about modeling. I learned how to resin print. I learned how Patreon works, and now my freaking hobby is self-sustaining. So, Volo's Guide, man. I learned a lot. A lot. And now Mordenkainen's is out, and I'm going to go to town on that book, too. So, oh yeah, it's not over yet. As long as Wizards keeps making books, I'm going to keep making these things. And so far, they've still been pretty nice to me. What's this guy say? Finished just in time for Mordenkainen. Yeah. Well, not quite, because I got to do a Yawning Portal, you know? So, it's not over just yet. There's a lot of other stuff I got to do. And I got to do Tomb of Annihilation, too, so can't forget about that. Alright, so that's a basic face. It's not exactly a Square Enix level of detail when it comes to the face, but, you know, we're not here for a facial model. We're here for a 3D print that's going to be something the size of, you know, a really tiny little model. So it doesn't have to get too crazy on the details. So let me add a little more there. Alright, so far so good on the face. I'll add some more details in a little bit. Alright, let's keep moving. So, alright, so now we got the basic shape down. Let's go ahead and start adding some more details. Okay, so he's got a belt. He's got a belt. Gotta add that belt in there. Alright. So let's go ahead and add a belt real fast. It's got a nice big belt. Let's see here. At least Mordenkainen's Tomb of Phones only has 137 pages of bestiary. Yeah, just 137 pages. Pfft, that's nothing. I can do that on a long weekend. Yep. I exaggerate. That's gonna take effing forever. By the way, if there's any kids watching this, I am so sorry. I keep cursing. I'm an infantry guy. We curse. It's kind of what we do. That and kill stuff. Anyway, alright, so he's got a belt, and he's got some pouches. I'm going to take some artistic license here, and I'm just going to throw in like one big pouch right here. So let's show you how to make pouches real quick. So, right there. Oh, man. There's some really amazing artwork in Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes, though. Like, it's really good-looking stuff. And so much good lore. Like, I was reading through the section about the devils and the demons, and, like, it's really good stuff. The story about Asmodeus and the trial is really funny. I'm not saying I'm a fan of devils, but you gotta give credit where credit is due. He handled that pretty gangster, the whole trial of him. Oh, what's this? I got something from Hunter. I've been wanting a good battle stack for it, but it probably won't be too many vehicles, sadly. First clone, still annoyed that he didn't include photos from some of the Star Spawn. Ah, yeah, Star Spawn. Yeah, that's right. There was a lot of good reference material for the, what do you call it? The book, God, what is that book called? Spelljammer. There you go. A lot of good Spelljammer references in that book. They're definitely going to do like a Spelljammer thing. Like a whole book. Love him. If I win any of the Patreon drawings, I am totally picking something from Horde of the Dragon Queen. Yeah, Horde of the Dragon Queen. That was a book I actually never tackled. Huh. Maybe I should go back and just do that real fast. I probably should do that. Okay. I've been reading cover to cover, and I'm through the Blood Wars and the Elves. The lore is really good and giving some good ideas. Second act. Yes. Alright. So anyway, getting distracted here. Gotta focus. Making a pouch. Making a pouch. Alright. So, subdivide. That didn't come out right. Let me do it again. Okay, so I'm going to select these faces right here. And I'm going to select, let me just select all of these. And then, here we go. There we go. Subdivide, and then, there we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, that's good. Okay, that's a very basic pouch. Nothing too crazy. Let's fix this belt of his real fast. So far, so good. Alright, and let me add a buckle. Nice little buckle. So, right there. Subdivide. Cool. Oops, messed up there. Okay, there we go. Get a nice little buckle action going on here. Cool. Alright, what's next? Let's see here. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I can't believe I forgot. My players are probably going to be a little upset that I didn't bring this up, but I'm actually starting a low-level campaign for some of my veteran players to try Horde of the Dragon Queen. And it's been pretty fun. I've been really enjoying it. Okay, so let's see here. I gotta get some clothing going on here. So he's got like a little bit of a shroud situation. So I'm gonna cheat a little. I'm gonna grab this geometry here, and I'm gonna extrude outward like so. Then I'm gonna select this geometry right here, and let's go ahead and extrude downward like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and move this out, and then I'm going to use this to make the shroud stuff come out a little. Got to make it pop. So Hunter says, but yeah, I agree on the lore. I felt the lack of archdevils and demons is one of the big things missing in the 5e manual. Oh yeah, that's definitely some good stuff. I'm going to be using a lot of the demon lore stuff on one of my campaigns. I won't say which one, though, because honestly, one of my players could be watching this right now, and that would be funny. Alright, so let's, what do we got here so far? So far, so good. Alright, let's keep building on this. Alright. Extrude down. Forward. Basically, I'm making like a little bit of a chef's, what do you call it? The thing that chefs wear around their waists. I'm making that right now, real fast. Okay. And then this is gonna go out like this. This is looking kind of ugly, but it's fine. It's cloth. It should be okay. Alright, so far so good. Okay, so far so good. Let's see here. Yeah, reading through the Blood Wars, I decided I'm going to use a lot of that in my players. Go through hell, or at least the abyss. Yeah, that's definitely some good stuff. Surprised that they haven't written out the stats for Loth yet. Loth would definitely be a great thing to add through my stories. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a little trick. There's no need to have all this stuff here for a 3D print. There is no need at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and select this geometry over here, and I'm going to extrude all of it inward to make it look kind of like a skirt, but again, there is no need for having this stuff. There's none. In fact, it's going to make life a lot harder for your printer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and extrude this inward like so, and I'm just going to basically seal off this area right here. It's not pretty, but for like a model or for like a animation purposes, but we're not doing that. We're trying to make a 3D print. So that's that. No, trust me, it'll make life much easier. Whenever you can cut corners, you need to cut corners. It's just the way it is when it comes to 3D modeling. And it's no different here. Anyway, okay, so that's that. So let me go ahead and bring this down just a little bit, like so. And this needs to come out a little because it's got to match up with the knees, like so. Okay, cool. Alrighty, and then let me go ahead and thicken up his boots. Gonna give him some kick-ass boots. Yeah, even if you have a dual extruder and water-soluble filament, you probably don't want to paint those hollows anyways. Yep, exactly. First clone, you know what's up. Alright, so let's go ahead and start thickening up these legs. First, I'm going to thicken these up, make it look like he's wearing some nice pants. Like Dockers. Alright. And I just realized I don't actually know like a good pant brand. Does anybody have any recommendations? Men's fashion? Anybody? Anybody? Alright, so far so good. Alright, so now let's go ahead and give this guy some medieval style boots. So, get up there, get up there, go ahead and extrude out, extrude one more time, same thing here, extrude out, extrude one more time. Let's go ahead and add some thickness to his pants right here, and we'll do the same right here. Okay, so far so good. This guy's already coming along. His waist is actually a little bit long. Oh, I should have fixed that right from the start. I'll have to fix that later. Anyway, alright, so let's go ahead and fix these boots real fast. Make them nice and thick. Oh, I got something here from First Clone. I was thinking if we're on this stream, we're probably not the best people to ask for fashion advice. Yeah, you're probably right. Nah, I'm kidding. I think I dress all right. My wife thinks I dress great. So at least there's that. But I don't know the brands of anything. I just pick what looks good. Get those thick boots! THICC. I really hope we don't get freaking pervy. THICC is like not a civil freaking phrase. Oops. Okay. Let's make this a little more angled. THRCC. I can't stop saying it. God damn it, look what you people are making me do. Give me pizza. P-I-Z-Z-A. Pizza. Oh. Alright. Alright, looks pretty good. Let's add some soles. Because, you know, he's got boots. He's got to have soles. Are you still in the army? Yep, I am still in the army. I'm in the Army Reserves right now, so I'm still serving 1 weekend a month. I'm currently a civil affairs officer, and, you know, just still doing my part. Still doing my part. Yep. I was infantry for a good chunk of my time, and then so far my entire service has been about 18 years. So just 2 more years, and I'll have my 20 in, and that'll be it. It's been a hell of a ride. All right, so let's fix these boots up real fast. So. Cool. I've been out for about 1.5 years now. Before that, I was National Guard. Nice. Well, I'm sure you hear this 100,000 times, but thank you for your service. Yeah, actually, I did some guard time too, actually. I switched over to the reserves when I decided I was gonna stop doing infantry stuff and do something different. So I did civil affairs. That's been pretty good so far. Awesome. My brother was infantry with the 101st. Son was 31 Bravo. Other son got back from Germany doing stuff he can't tell me. I guarantee you, if he can't tell you, there is probably a chance it's not that cool. Nah, I'm kidding. But that's also awesome. A whole army, just a whole family just serving. That's really cool. So that's really cool. You must be really proud. I know I'd be proud. Shoot, that's great. But yeah. Let's see, I did artillery when I signed up. That was when I initiated. When I signed up when I was 17. I was a dumb kid. But then after artillery, I became a medic. Then I decided I want to get some college in me. So I became an officer when I was done. And then I did infantry for about 10 years. And now I'm starting to cool down a little in civil affairs. It's been a hell of a ride. Hell of a ride. Anyway, so let me fix this geometry right here real fast. Like I said, his waist is a little too long, and that's because of the base model. So I'm just gonna squeeze this down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Alright. Let's see here. What's this? Adding a Tomb of Beasts is really good if you want more Fae in your game. Check it out. Interested in Forgotten Realms stuff lore as well. Yeah, Tomb of Beasts. Tomb of Beasts is a really awesome book. I've actually gotten permission from the Cowl Press to just make their stuff and put it on freaking Shapeways. And they said I could sell their stuff. And I was like, what? That is nuts. That is very generous. But yeah. Tome of Beasts. Sorry, I keep saying Tomb of Beasts. But yeah, the Kobold Press guys are so cool. And I was not expecting to be like, oh my god, we love your stuff. Do whatever you want. It's like, really? Shoot. Okay, I'm on it. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in that book. I'm definitely going to like make more stuff from that book in the future. Anyway, let's get back to some clothing details here. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of a collar right there. Yeah, the Cowl press guys are so cool. They're a really small company, dude. They're just like a itty bitty little startup, and the fact that they've gotten so much done with what little, like, it's really amazing. Like, there should be a documentary on them. 'Cause they're such good people. Anyway, so yeah. All right. So let me add a little bit of detail to this guy's shirt. Oops, oops, oops. That was too much. All right, cool. Really like the Midgard world book. Yeah, Midgard. That is a very well done like world they basically created. They've done a really good job with that. I actually Skype into a game with my friends that live in New Hampshire sometimes, and it's based off of the Midgard world, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see what else we got. What other details does this guy have? He's all right. So far, so good. I gotta put a backpack on him now. But yeah, he's looking all right. He's getting there. All the big stuff. Now I gotta get some pouches in here, and we should be wrapping it up. So let's go ahead and smooth this thing out. So get back into sculpt mode, and holding down the shift button. Would really love about this stream is you make it accessible enough that I feel that I could totally download Blender and start making stuff. Hey, Tune Common, there is nothing stopping you. You know, you watch this tutorial, throw on a couple of other tutorials on YouTube, and you're set, dude. It is not hard to learn how to 3D model. It really isn't. What's going on here? What is this? This is a lot of unnecessary geometry. I'm gonna freaking fix that right now. Let me undo this real fast. And a little more. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why I did that. Alright, so there's a lot of unnecessary geometry here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get inside here. Gonna put this as a subdiv, get rid of that, and then I'm gonna delete some of this shit. Oops, sorry. Huh, did that wrong. Huh, can't seem to get rid of it. Alright, gotta do this the hard way. So let me get in here. I don't like doing it this way. But, oh well. Okay, hope I don't mess this up. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, I do some very basic editing every once in a while, mostly starting with your models as starting, but all of your stuff you're doing makes me think I might be able to do a much better job. Hey, man, it's art. You can do anything. Anything. All right, so let's add some geometry in here, and we're gonna go ahead and start making some pouches on this bad boy. All right. Okay, cool. Let me fix this real fast. Boop, boop. Okay, and some pouches. All right, so in this pouch, this is where he keeps his snuff. Yeah, that's right. He does drugs. And over here, it's going to be a magazine pouch. This is where he keeps all the magazines for his really cool, weaponry and stuff. And over here is another pouch. That's where he keeps his, I don't know, potions. I don't know. Spell components. There, he sells spell components there. And over here is a pouch where he sells stuff. And right here is a pouch, and this pouch is going to be, I don't know, cat food. There you go. All right, so we got a pouch right here, and over here it's going to be snacks, snacks. Sometimes adventurers, they got a snack. Over here is going to be a pouch with dice. That's right. Yeah, he metagames the hell out of this player. It's like, I got dice for you, stranger. I'm gonna make all kinds of crazy D20 rolls. And everyone's gonna be like, what? He sells dice? What? And then, Then down here is going to be a big pouch. Just a big pouch with caviar. Yeah, that's right. This is his fancy pouch. This is where he keeps all the fancy snacks. Get into normal mode. Alright. Cool. Okay, now I gotta fix this geometry because obviously this looks really ridiculous. Alright, so right there. See, I don't want this geometry all the way out here, so I'm gonna see if I can fix this again. So let me select that. And let me see if I can fix that. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so that's good. So let me get rid of this over here. Hi, everyone. Hello, Manticore. Alright, so let me just select that here. Subdivide. And let's see if I can... There we go. That's much better. Perfect. Alright, problem solved. Well, thank you, Manticore. You're impressive too. Making some pouches. And right there. Okay. They look a little warped. I'll have to fix that. Probably should have done that right from the start, but it's fine. Right there. I mean, it's not really that big a deal because, you know, this is going to look so tiny. It's like, you know, you're just going to be painting this stuff anyway, so no need to get crazy. All right, let me fix that. Just gonna... what's this guy? Manticore72. Wow, looks like I'm at work on break. Thought I'd drop in to check on what you're up to. Hey. Well, thank you for checking in. But yeah, we're coming along pretty well. You know, just making some pouches for Mr. Salesman, Mr. Evil Sales Guy. And so far, I've been having some really good conversations about modeling and D&D in general and all the amazing books that have come out recently that everyone's excited about. So, you know, it's been a pretty good discussion. Everyone's been having a really nice civil time. And so yeah, that's where we're at right now, Mr. Manticore. I imagine that you're literally a Manticore and you're just like at work, you know, at an office or something, just chilling out. So what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm adding extra geometry to the clothing because I'm going to throw some folds into the clothing now. So as you can see, I create extra lines and I subdivide them. That way it does not interfere with the rest of the geometry. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Oops. Don't know what I did there. Okay. Frost Donut. Hey, I know you, Foss Donut. I don't have time to watch the stream, but I want to thank you and all your hard work. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to put this on YouTube later, Foss Donut, so if you want to watch the rest of it or watch from the beginning, you know, you can do that. And I appreciate your kind words. I am on Patreon if you want to support my efforts. mz4250. Unless you're already a patron, then hello. Ooh, well, thank you. Yeah, I have a very small Patreon page. Like, there's like people that have like thousands and thousands of patrons, and I'm like, I got 140 or almost 150. I'm kind of cool, right? Oh, you already are. Hey, even better. Well, thank you for your support, dude. Foss Donut. Thank you for your support. I absolutely like love my patrons. Like they are some awesome people, and the people that I get to do the requests for every once in a while, like they have some crazy ideas, and I just love it. I love it. But yeah, it's been coming along really well. It's been a great experience just helping people out with their stuff and hearing their stories. I absolutely love my Patreon experience. Let's see here. First clone. Oh, the opposite issue. Okay, so so far so good. This looks like this is gonna look pretty good once it's printed and painted. Anyway, let me fix some of these details. I still gotta add a backpack to this guy, by the way, so we're not done just yet. Alright, I'm pretty satisfied with the body, though. So let me go ahead and add a backpack to this guy. Also, I need to fix his hands real fast, so let me just grab this, because it gotta look like, you know, he's grabbing some cloth, like so. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fold his, or I'm gonna curl his hands a little. I know that there's ways of rigging the hands and just doing it that way, but I don't really have the time for that right now, so I'm just gonna get real ghetto with this and just do this the old-fashioned way. And it'll still be effective. Anyway, so let me go ahead and just rotate like that. Like that. And then do the same thing again. Oops. All the animators right now are seeing this. They're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't have the time. I can't rig this right now. Yeah, it'll be fine. Ugh, this is ugly. This is ugly. My animation teacher right now is freaking wondering what am I doing. Sorry. Just running out of time. Just doing this the ghetto way because it's for a really small thing. Ugh. I really need to rig these hands. Because this looks ghetto. Alright, so let me get this thumb. Alright, that'll do. Grab a little more cloth. Just warp this just a little bit. And then I'm going to extrude this out and then squeeze it in. That way it's part of the geometry and it prints okay. So I'm just doing it like that. Alright, so let me bring this finger in just a little bit. Okay. Oops. Sorry, just dropping my laptop. Nothing, dear. 1 second, guys. I just got some minor technical difficulties here. Okay, where was I? Alrighty, so let's see here. That is one hideous looking hand. Alright, well, let me fix that real fast. So I need to thicken this A because he has some gloves, but also because these fingers are not going to come out right on a normal FDM machine, so I need to thicken this just a little bit. So it's going to look like he's wearing thick gloves, but I don't really have a choice. I got to thicken some of these areas if I want them to come out right in the 3D printer. So hands are going to get a little thickened, just that way they look okay when I print them. Alrighty, so let me thicken these hands over here too. And again, I'm doing this because the printer needs a little more geometry and a little more thickness for it to recognize what exactly is being created here. So I'm going to thicken these just a little bit, like so. Alright. Okay. Hands have been thickened. That's been folded over. Should look pretty good once you paint it. Okay, what else do I have to add? Okay, so let's see here. Alright. Probably should thicken his waist just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and thicken some of this. Like so. Thicken his back just a little. Smooth this out just a little bit. And then I inevitably need to add a little more cloth details to this guy before I get to his backpack. So let me just throw that in there real fast. Alright, so some cloth details. Let's do this. Oh, that went a little too far. Let me see here. Actually, no, that's not bad at all. Alright, I'll take it. Adding some cloth details. Actually, this is a little too much. Let me fix that real fast. This is a little too much on the cloth. So let me go right in here. And let me subdivide. Right there, and there, and there. Subdivide. Okay, now let me do that cloth trick again. Now it should look fine. Ooh, actually, before I even do that, I noticed another little geometry snafu right there. That's not going to look right if I left that as is. Okay, now we should be safe. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now let's go ahead and add a little bit of cloth details to this guy. It's really ghetto cloth details, but it'll work. Let me just smooth, thicken, smooth, thicken, smooth, thicken. Alright, let me continue doing that right here. and then I'll do the same right here. Let me smooth this area out just a little right here, thicken right there. All right, pretty basic clothy details, nothing too crazy, nothing too nuts. And let me do the same over here. All right. And let me go ahead and mess with this geometry. By the way, I'm using the blob method right now, but if I want to reverse what I'm doing, I just press the control button and it's inside, it goes reverse. So normal, left mouse button, press control, and then reverse. So just so you guys know that little trick right there. Alrighty. Alright, so we're getting there. Okay. Cool. Cool. Alright, he's getting there. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Now let's add a backpack real fast. So to do the backpack, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a completely new item. And I'm going to go ahead and just create it from scratch. So I'm going to go over here to object mode. And I go to create. And I go and I make a cube. Like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subdivide. Like so. Then I'm going to select half of the faces of this cube, and I'm going to delete it, like so. Then, in object mode, I go to mirror, and there you go. And now that I've done that, whatever I do on this side happens on that side. And I'm going to create a backpack. Really basic backpack. Okay. And this backpack is obviously going to be based off of whatever's on his body. Or should I say it's going to be based off of the geometry of his body. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing right here. And it's going to be a really basic bag. It's basically going to be a duffel bag. Just a big old ugly sack. Anyway, so let's go ahead and make this, you know, look a little bit like a bag. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little more geometry here. Add some there. Add some there. And then I'm going to go ahead and make some straps for this guy. So first let me grab this geometry and mold it around his body just a little more. Like that, and like that, and grab that, and bring that down like that. Okay. And then let me grab that, mold that around his body just a little more. Okay, so far so good. Now let me go ahead and add a little roundness to this backpack thing of his, and add a little more geometry right there. Okay, just like that. So far so good. It looks like a ugly backpack. So far, so good. I've had some ugly rucksacks in my time. I'm not gonna lie though, my old green one was probably my favorite one. Freaking Cold War era one. It was light though. Gotta give it that. The ACU one I think was just the worst. I mean, yeah, it had a lot of room, but sucker got heavy. Alrighty. I've heard people say otherwise, say that the ACU backpack is better. Meh, I'm old. Gotta run. Have a great stream. I'll check you out on YouTube after. Take care. Thanks, Manicore. I will post this soon. Alright. Alrighty. Yeah, we're actually almost done. Once I get this backpack done, I'll be pretty set. Okay, so let's go ahead and make some straps. I'm gonna have to make these straps, well, I guess I could still make some basic stuff. Right there. And let me get some strap action. That sounds dirty. Alrighty. I know that this strap is probably not gonna match up with what I want for the other strap, but it'll at least be basic enough. I can tell this is already a little too. There you go. That's a little better. All right, at this point, I'm gonna have to just stop right here with this mirror stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and press apply. Now it's all one piece, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add subdivision, smooth, and that's a big backpack. So far, so good. All right, so let's go ahead and continue messing with this thing. Hey, kitty. Hey, what's up, kitty cat? Meow. My cat's right here. It's rubbing up against my leg. Let me guess, cat, you want food, don't you? Yeah, that's right. You don't love me. You just want food. It's okay, kitty. I still love you. Though I'm pretty sure you'd eat my face off the moment freaking you had a chance. Never trust cats, guys. Cats are evil. They're adorable, but evil. Alright. Okay. Alright, I'm pretty satisfied with this. Let me add a little bit of geometry right here. Then what I'm going to do to close this deal off is I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Delete that. And then I'm going to link these two open holes by pressing edge and then bridge edge loops. Ta-da! And you got yourself a closed little backpack thing right there. And let me go ahead and do the same thing with this guy now, real fast. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I know I probably could have maybe put on some music or something, or done squats, I guess. That's kind of a thing now. I don't know. But either way, I hope you guys are learning a thing or two. Tell you what, to get more viewers, I swear I am wearing yoga pants. Yep. Yep. Really hot yoga pants. Yep, that's me. Let me see if that increased my viewers. Wow, that actually worked. Look at that. I got more viewers. All I had to do was say yoga pants. That's it. Boop. Alrighty. Almost done. This is gonna have to go through his armpits. So oops. Alrighty. So yeah, you guys, I'm gonna post this on YouTube when I'm done, and my YouTube handle is also mz4250. So you know, you guys gotta step out. I will understand. Let's see, so that's down there. Let's see here. Here for the yoga pants. Yep, I'm totally wearing yoga pants. Yep. Yep. And I'm doing squats while I'm 3D modeling. Totally doing squats. Yep, that's what's happening. Let's see here, bridge edge loops. All right, so far so good. What are some other freaking tropes that streamers do now? Like, I don't know a thing about the streaming community. This is my first go at this. So, like, what are other things that people do? Like, the only thing I know about is the whole yoga pant thing. Not that I'm interested in doing any of that crap. Okay, let's see here. I think we're almost done. Okay, so this is looking pretty basic, like a big ass backpack. Like it's just huge. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna size it down just a little bit, just an eensy bit. And let me squeeze this down, and then I'm gonna move it forward. Okay. And I guess I'll put something to look like a locking mechanism on this guy. So let me just go ahead and right here, like so. Do it 1, 2, all right, like that. And then go ahead and make some straps, like so. And then a little more right there. Okay. And that is a really basic looking, just big backpack thing. Okay. So now let me go ahead and put some belts right there. And it. Okay. And put some belts right here. Okay. Okay, all I was doing was just extruding. That's all I was doing. And yeah, that's just a big backpack. I dig it. All right, and then let me add a little bit of 2 little belt hooks real fast. Right there. And oops. And right there. Current streaming fad would probably involve modeling the John Wick skin from Fortnite. Oh, jeez. Really? I mean, I guess that's kind of impressive if they did it from scratch, but I'm assuming they're using the Fortnite stuff that's already in the game, so that's kind of lame. Yeah. Let me do that one more time. And okay. I'm just adding some extra geometry to make it look like, you know, got something going on here, but I'm not really doing anything crazy here. How is Fortnite? Is it fun? I don't know a thing about Fortnite. Most I've done is played Overwatch, and even then I was just a casual player. Alright, that's really basic belt clips. Okay, I think we're good. Let me look at this image and make sure I didn't miss any other major details. Because everything else you could just paint in. Let's see here. Nah, he's got pouches, he's got a belt, he's got his cloak. Let me make sure this thing would actually print. The fingers look like they're inside the cloak. Yeah, shoot. I think we're good. It's a very basic model, I know, but, you know, this is where painting comes in. You gotta do the rest with your hands. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied. This is not bad. This is really basic. Oh, wait, no, not yet. Hold on. One more thing I gotta do. Gotta throw in a little bit of tear action under his cloaks. Real fast. Just add a little bit of you know, randomness to the cloth texture down here. This will be kind of easy to pull off on the FDM printer because you just print this guy in his back and let the supports do the rest. On a resin printer, this will probably be a little bit more of a challenge, but it could still be done. Anyway. There we go. Yeah. All right. We got ourselves our mysterious merchant. Totally not based off of certain artwork from a certain video game. Nope. Okay, I am satisfied. Now let's go ahead and get this guy ready for printing. Okay, so here comes the interesting part about making this 3D model. Wow, we're almost at a 2-hour mark. Okay, so I need to print this bad boy now. I'm ready to go. So let me go ahead and deselect everything. And all right, I'm kind of curious how this would come out. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, all right, let me stop geeking out. All right, so first let me save. Holy crap, this whole time I didn't even save. For all I know, my computer could have crashed and all that could have been lost. Wow. Guys, every like 5 minutes, make sure you save. Oh, wait, I'm new to Twitch as well. Thingiverse, Patreon, YouTube brought me here. I love your work and appreciate these tutorials. Should be helpful for me fixing, remixing many files, and maybe eventually generating some new ones. Thanks for sharing. Hey, thank you, eUnit888. You're awesome. Anyway, let me save this character. Seriously, NE888. I really do appreciate that. Like, I'm doing this just because I want to freaking, you know, just have some fun, make some new stuff. But like, apparently it helped a lot of people. So this has been a hell of an experience. Mysterious merchant. Okay. Export STL. Now comes the meat. Export STL. Mysterious merchants. All right, now, before I want to print this guy, I need to first make sure he's safe for printing. So I'm going to go over here to Microsoft 3D Builder. I'm going to import this file. Because you see, the thing is that with Blender, like the models, the STLs that are exported, they're not always perfect files. Like there's something wrong with them that like causes weird interactions with computer programs. So the best thing to do is run these through Microsoft Windows 3D Builder. And it says here, right here, one or more objects is validly defined. Click to repair and just let it do its job. It repairs it for you and makes it pretty much perfect for printing. I don't know what magic it does, but it does really well. And that's it. Now it's ready for printing. So save. Okay. And then I'm going to go and show you guys how the Cura tricks work. Oh, I see. Tutankhamun says, ha, been programmed since the 80s. Control S is reflex, nervous twitch. Ugh. Yeah, seriously, Tutankhamun. Like, I broke a bunch of, like, canon rules here by freaking not saving. That was bad. All right, anyway, where were we? Okay, so let me prep this thing. So I've already saved it. I've exported it as an STL. Now I need to get it ready for printing. So let's go ahead and load this bad boy into Cura. This is Cura 15.04.6. There are newer versions of Cura out there. I just never got around to upgrading. I'm a bad boy. Anyway, so when you import in, looks pretty much just like how you modeled him. And then what you need to do is we'll let it load. And I'm going to show you real quickly the settings that I use in Cura for my printer bot. My printer bot, by the way, is in desperate need of repairs. But anyway, the layer height, I put it over here at 0.05 because that's as far as my printer bot can go. If you can go any lower than that, that's great. 0.01 is pretty normal, though. Excuse me, 0.1 is pretty normal. Shell thickness is at 0.08. That's how thick the model is on the inside. Bottom top thickness, I always put that at 0.6. Fill density, 20% is pretty solid. The thin areas like the legs, arms are going to get 100% filled no matter what you do, so don't worry about that. Print speed, I recommend printing at a speed of 30 because the slower the print, the more the plastic has time to cool because of the fan, so the prints come out a little more accurate and a little more refined in the details. The print temperature, that depends on the material you use. 220 is what I use for plow. It's kind of high for plow, but I think it comes out pretty good. Supports everywhere. Platform adhesion type is raft. This is based off of your machine, so whatever you have there is what you go with. So supports is another important detail. Make sure that your supports have an overhead angle of at least 30, so that the way they're everywhere and you don't miss any big details. But if you're confident that you don't need a lot of supports, you can bring this up to 60. The fill amount, 15 is a solid number for supports to be removed pretty easily. However, if you want your supports to be thicker and ensure your print is a success, I recommend going up to 25. Okay. So this print, in theory, should print fine on its own, standing, but sometimes you might have to print this thing on its back and use a lot of supports. That's for certain humanoids, so just keep that in mind, that you might have to print this on its back. Anyway, so now let's go over here to layers, and then it'll show you what it's going to look like as it's printing. Okay. It's calculating right now, should be done soon. I can already tell that for a FDM print, the fingers are thin and they might not come out right. But because the plastic comes out thicker usually than what you actually see here, this actually might be okay. This might come out fine. It looks very skeletal and scary here, but it actually might come out all right. Same thing for these fingers. They look really thin here, but they actually will come out a little bit thicker. Anyway, yeah, this looks like this would be a successful print. So you can scroll down and see what it looks like as it goes through the entire thing. And it looks like this would be a successful print. So far, so good. Yeah, this looks fine. I might probably would thicken the cloak maybe a little, but other than that, this looks like this will be okay. Let's see. Hands start out there. I'm not digging how this hand is kind of just floating there. Honestly, this might be a print that would be better printed on its back. I think that probably would be the safest bet, just to be on the safe side. So what I would do is I would just rotate like this, like so, and yeah, I would just let the supports do their job. I mean, it takes a little bit longer, but the hands would definitely come out much better, and the face would come out better too. You'll be using a lot more materials, obviously, but this is a much safer way to print this kind of file. So I would recommend printing this on its back like this. Anyway, so that's an FDM machine in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions on that, by all means, let me know. Anyway, so that's FDM, and it should come out pretty much just fine. All right, so that's FDM. But now, what if you have a resin printer? What if you're freaking going all out? Well, the rules are pretty similar and pretty different at the same time. So let's go ahead and import this file. Others, mysterious merchant. Okay, so similar setup. Now, obviously, you can't print this on its own, so you're going to need to create your own supports. A lot of resin printers, they come with their own program to make supports and to print these things. But mine's is XYZ printing, and their program's pretty solid. So you're gonna select inner supports. You could try lift if you want. It makes the entire thing rise up, and it just makes it easier to remove off of the surface. But it's kind of finicky, so that's at your own risk. So auto generate supports. Okay. So what you see here is a shit ton of supports. However, I can already tell that this is going to be a successful print. So it creates a bunch of these itty bitty little supports that you rip off with pretty much just your bare hands. But the thing is after this prints in the resin printer, you have to put this in a bath of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, for about 10 minutes. And after the 10 minutes is done, the print will come out, or excuse me, the supports will be easier to remove, and then you just go from there. So another tip I can give you is if you can avoid supports on the face, try to do that because, it'll add weird geometry that you don't need when you try to remove these things. But yeah, it looks like the supports are touching all of the overhang areas that you want to see. It shouldn't be too hard to remove. And if you want to get rid of some certain supports, what you do with programs like this is you go to support, go to manual, and it would have already placed where everything is based off of your prior calculation. Then you just click in there and get rid of whatever supports you don't want, just like that. Just left click, and then generate. So just remember that let it automatically create supports first, and then go into manual if you want to get rid of some of them. So that was it. Really basic. This is definitely going to be a successful print. I probably shouldn't print this tonight though because I need to get back to my Patreon requests, but I'm going to print this soon for sure. Anyway, okay. So then once you're done with this, take it out of the bed, scrape it off the bed, and there you go. Okay, that was definitely fun. And I think that's that. This model is complete. So if we have any questions, if you guys have any questions for me, by all means, send them my way right now. I'm going to be online for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night. Unless you guys have some serious questions. Oh, I got a question here. Ewan888 says, I know there's a feature in Mesh Mixer and probably other packages that would pick the best print orientation to minimize supports. Ever played around with those? I have messed around with Mesh Mixer, and it's really good for getting rid of a lot of the errors inside older files, but I've noticed that Microsoft 3D Builder does the exact same thing, and I've been using it for that more often. Mesh Mixer also has features to let you create your own supports and import that into the thing, but I've never messed around with that. I think that's another tutorial somebody else on YouTube probably has created already. It's a good program, though. Definitely more refined than the stuff that I do when it comes to getting things ready for printing. Let's see here. House 81A3 just wanted to say thank you for the work you've done. I recently bought an FDM printer and to print minis for my friends and myself and my hobby, and I've been running into issues getting good prints. I'm using a 2mm nozzle for plow and usually print at about 20 or 35 minutes or lower. Any advice? Okay, that speed that you're doing there, that's pretty slow, but that's not bad. Like I said, that would increase the details exponentially. And you have a 2mm nozzle, so you can get really down and dirty with the details, so that's pretty good. But you said you've been running into issues with getting good prints. Well, let's see. I mean, you got to make sure you're using supports. You got to make sure that your adhesion on your bed is solid, so use a raft. Make sure you use that instead of a brim. And gosh, I mean, do you have any more details onto what you're doing specifically? Like, like I would have to like see what model you're printing, and I can give you some updates. I mean, if you want, you can message me on Twitter, you can message me on Patreon, Shapeways, Reddit. Just give me some more details, and I can definitely help you out. EUNIT 88 says thanks. I'm usually running on a Mac. A Mac. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I have no hatred of Macs. I don't use them, but that's kind of a joke. Anyway, okay, that's cool. Yeah, then I would for EN888, I would definitely just yeah, stick with Mesh Mixer. See if you can find some tutorials out there and see if you can figure out how to use it to help increase your overall usage of 3D models. Um, I would see if 3D Builder is available for Mac. I mean, it's kind of a cool program. But anyway, okay. Tutankhamun says to House 183, check out Maker's Muse on YouTube. He covers a lot of good troubleshooting stuff. Yeah. Uh, hey, new idiot. I'm not even mad. Hey, also there's yeah, so 3D building tabletop. That's another good channel on YouTube. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. Also, if you're on Reddit, check out R3D printing and R printed minis. They also have a lot of good troubleshooting stuff. E Unit 888. Okay, those are some pretty good questions. Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm gonna be on for another 3 minutes, I guess. 3 minutes. If anybody has any other questions, just send them my way. But yeah, House 8183. Yeah, I'd like to see what model you're talking about. Maybe I can give you some more tips. But for now, yeah, use supports and use rafts, print slow, make sure the fan's going. Oh, let's see here. Will this be going on YouTube as well? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my God, was I recording this whole time? Please tell me I was recording. Yes, I've been recording. Woo, that would have sucked. Anyway, yes, yes, I'm gonna put this on YouTube. I'll put it up. Try to do it tonight, but if not, you'll definitely see it tomorrow. My channel on YouTube is also mz4250. House 8183, I've been using your horned helmed tower shield and spear paladin as a test, really. My support seemed to disrupt the surface of the print a lot. That or the fine details like the shoulders and chest above the mini that get a lot of bad stringing and just bad texture. Stringing is a challenge. You need to make sure you have your retraction turned on. That helps. But gosh, I couldn't give you any tips on stringing. It's really tough to get rid of that. You just have to sand it down and just be patient. I recommend actually House 8183 is try to print something simpler just until you get just so you get a handle on how your machine works because every machine is different. So download my Kobold model, like my generic Kobold. It is a very basic model. Try that and print that and see if you can practice on that before you get to the Tower Paladin because that Tower Paladin is a really tough like model. Like you got to make sure your support game is on and it would require a lot of work. So I would recommend starting on something simpler and then once you know how the kinks of your machine, then go to that file because it's a tough one. Toon Common says, thanks for everything. Love your work. Found you on Reddit and then Patreon. Thanks for the stream. Hey, I do what I do. And hey, thanks for your support, man, especially on Patreon. I really appreciate that. God, I love my Patreon page. There's like so many awesome people that just send me all kinds of cool ideas. And Toon Common, if you were one of my patrons that I was able to make something, I hope that I was able to help. Check retraction and also beware moisture in your filament. Both cause stringing issues if not right. That's right. Yeah, Tim Khan brings up a very good point. Moisture is an issue that sometimes can affect PLA and ABS prints. So yeah, make sure your stuff's like in an area that's not near anything like that splashes or anything like that. That's true. That's a very good point, Tim Common. All right. I'm gonna have to wrap things up in a little bit. If you guys have any other further questions, I will try that. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you. Hey, thank you. You're welcome. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, I'm on Reddit, mz4250, YouTube, Patreon, Twitter. I'm all of these major things I'm on as mz4250. So if you guys got any questions, go ahead and just reach out to me. It's all good. And I think that's that. I'm gonna call it a night right here. This was fun, and so thank you very much for watching. And like I said earlier, I just finished the final Volo's Guide monster, so I'm going to post all that on Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or actually, no, I'm going to do it 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. and see you guys on Reddit and stuff. All right, so that's it. That's it for me. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, I guess. I guess that's what people say at the end of these videos. I don't know. Just do what you want. Live your life. Be happy. Be merry. And I'm totally wearing yoga pants. Yep. Yep, they're very stretchy. Super stretchy. All right, guys. You guys have a good night, and I will see you guys around.